What's going on, everybody? It's UturnCrobat here. You're turning into today with week 8 of the NPCC. But before you get to anything, please make sure you leave a like on the video. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. That'd be freaking amazing. Now we are going against Tesla Mouse. His YouTube link and all that hubbub will be down in my description, so please make sure you go check all of that out. Now for this week, we are bringing an Adamant Azumarill, Belly Drum, Aqua Jet, Knockoff, and Play Rough with the Normalium Z for that Belly Drum. We are bringing Kyurem with Fusion Bolt, Ice Beam, Earth Power, and Roost with the Expert Belt. Azumarills holding, Normalium Z like I mentioned, but we're bringing a naive Kyurem Black with the Expert Belt. We are bringing a Brave Bird, Taunt, Defog, Roost, Rocky Helmet, Impish, Mandibuzz. We're bringing Stealth Rock, Foul Play, Psyshock, Memento, Cobra Berry, Bold, Uxie. We're bringing Seed Flare, Psychic, Giga Drain, Healing Witch, Choice Bex, and Timid Shaman. Now the last Pokemon is just our impressive Pokemon. It's just an amazing fucking Pokemon to have. We have Sunny Day, Stone Edge, Fire Blast, Solar Beam, Weakness Policy, Naive, Entei. Now our opponent Tesla, I'm gonna run down his whole roster right now. He has Lando T, Umbreon, Jolteon, Mantine, Bronzong, Suicune, Amoonguss, Marowak, Conkeldurr, Kecleon, and Slurpuff. Now, when we were team building, we were just kind of thinking, he's gonna be bringing Bronzong, Amoonguss, Marowak, simply because of, well, Bronzong can really eat up any of the attacks that we want Kyurem Black to really dish out, depending on his EV stats, of course. But the Amoonguss, we do have the Toxic Spikes with Technical, so we figured he was going to be bringing Amoonguss. As you can see, he's not bringing anything that we kind of really expected. We expected him to bring Suicune. That was a given. We expected him to bring Umbreon, Lando. We were kind of 50-50 on if he was going to bring Jolteon or not. But that Jolteon definitely does put in a lot of work against our team. It can really just Volt Switch for days if we're not bringing the Doug Trio, which we are not bringing. So we're going to hop into this battle, and I'm going to kind of let you guys just kind of make your own assumptions about this battle. It was a cool battle because anything could have really happened. He could have brought Bronzong, he could have brought the Amoonguss, which has Regenerator, and it would have been a huge problem for us. But I'm actually really safe to lead Kyurem Black, the Johnny Christ, right now, because I can shoot off Ice Beams, I can shoot off whatever, really, just because he's not bringing that Bronzong, so I could easily go for a safe Ice Beam, which I am going to do. Now, I wasn't sure if this Volt Switch was going to be doing a lot to me, but it's not, and that kind of surprised me. Maybe this thing is Expert Belt, I wasn't really sure, because if it was Specs or whatever, it was going to be doing a hell of a lot more to Kyurem Black. I know Kyurem's part Dragon, but still, it's a Jolteon. That Ice Beam is not going to be doing nearly enough to the Umbreon right there. As you can see, this thing is specially defensive, and I already know that this Umbreon is going to be a huge problem for us. This is going to be annoying, but we're going to be going into the Gracidia, our Shaman. Now, at this point in time, this thing is Spec, so no one on his team wants to get hit with a Choice Spec Seed Flare. No one. Now, I was really surprised he went into a Suicune right here. I know that he kind of made that sort of double switch. I wasn't really sure what his mindset was, so he's going to be doubling out. Obviously, he doesn't want to stay in against the Shaman. But as you can see right here in a second, this Seed Flare is going to be doing an ass ton of damage to this Umbreon. It's going to be a 2-hit KO, really. And even with that special D-drop, it's going to be a definite 2-hit KO. If he did not get that special D-drop, I wasn't really sure, because he could have just lived with a sliver of like 1 HP, knowing my luck, but he is going to protect, and at this point in time, I just wasn't really sure if we're going to be taking this thing out with a choice with, another Seed Flare, but I had to keep reminding myself that we did in fact get that special D-drop, so even after the protect, even though he is gaining those lefties, it's really not a big deal. It's really not, because even after special D-drop, we're still going to take him out with a Seed Flare. I'm actually really perfectly fine shooting off all these Seed Flares. Now, this Conkeldurr, one huge fucking threat on our opponent's team, is 2-hit KO'd by a fucking Choice Spec Seed Flare from a Shaman. And that was one huge threat out of the way, as you can see right there. Conkeldurr could have put in so much work. If we brought Technical with the Toxic Spikes, that Conkeler would have gotten the guts boost, rather, and that would have been a huge problem for us. Luckily, we didn't bring the Technical just for that reason. I'm going into Uxie because at this point in time, I know that we do have the Cobra Berry, so it's going to pop if Umbreon really wants to hit us with any Dark-type moves. We pack the Cobra Berry for any of our opponent's knockoff users, that Conkeler, really. So we really just wanted to just have the Cobra Berry and just pack enough EVs. So even with us getting hit with a foul play after the Cobra Berry gets popped, it's really not going to do too much. I mean, we are a special attacker anyways. Foul play hits on the physical side, so it doesn't really matter. But luckily, we're able to get our rocks up. Now, every time he switches out, he's going to have to kind of second guess if he really does, if he really wants to, because he can't really afford to have all of his mons getting chipped away from those rocks. I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into Sister Abigail, because I know that this thing is just going to be so fucking annoying. I literally just want to taunt this thing and get it over with. Luckily for me, though, we are holding that Rocky Helmet, so Umbreon is going to get damaged with that. I'm really, really happy that we're bringing Rocky Helmet on Mandibuzz for the second week in a row, just because it is pointing out that it is really, really, really useful to have. Now, he's going to double up. Well, not double up, but he is going to be switching. That's fine by me. I'm going to be taunting. The taunt was really mainly for that Umbreon, but the taunt can absolutely be used for the Suicune. If that Suicune had Rest, that would have been really, really annoying. Rest, Sleep Talk, Scalds, Ice Beam, whatever I really have no idea. But besides the point, it's just, you know, I'm glad I taunted the Suicune. I really am. This Suicune can't really do anything to us now, but I obviously do not want to stay on a potential Ice Beam. So I am going to be going back into the Shaman, because we do have Seed Flare, we have Giga Drain. It doesn't really matter, but he actually does predict us to switch out, and he's going to go back into Umbreon. But the problem with that is that you saw how much choice specs Seed Flare did to an Umbreon, so I don't really feel like he's too safe staying in at this point, and I figured he wasn't going to be staying in just because he did see how much that did. But I did kind of want to go in, because I did predict him to either go for a Toxic or a Wish. He's going to actually shoot out a Foul Play, which is a problem, but with the EVs we pack and everything, it's not going to do too much to a Zoom Roll. And we do pack that Play Rough, which is going to obliterate this Umbreon. Umbreon does not want to take a fucking Play Rough. Even if we're not going to be setting up the Belly Drum, it does not want to take a Play Rough at all. Unfortunately, we are getting dwindled down to the Foul Play, and it is annoying. I'm just going to say that, but luckily for us, it's not doing nearly as much as I thought it was going to be, so perhaps Umbreon isn't really invested in the EVs. It should be. I'm not really sure what happened there, but as you can see, that Play Rough did a tremendous amount. We are going to be outspeeding anyways, really, but at this point in time, I honestly just felt safe staying in and just going for an Aqua Jet, because if he wanted to switch out, then that's really fine. Someone's going to be getting hit with a destructive Aqua Jet. I was hoping he was going to switch out and go into his Lando just for whatever fucking reason. I'm not really sure why he would do that, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to shoot off the Aqua Jet. Just take out the Umbreon once and for all. At this point, we are sitting nicely at, we're almost rocking out at 6-0. So at that point in time, I really just want to try preserving that. I kind of thought about that in the back of my mind. This Jolteon is kind of a problem. It is, but because of the damage that I saw Jolteon give Kyurem, I'm not too worried about it anymore. I'm going to go into Uxie really, really safely, because that Volt Switch isn't doing anything to us, and I'm perfectly fine with just leaving Uxie in. Now, at this point in time, I wanted I wasn't really sure what set this Lando was, but I did know that even at neutral, Lando can't kill us. And I was going to shoot off a Foul Play anyways, but because he did go for that Sword Stance, I was perfectly happy with shooting off a Foul Play. Like I mentioned, even at neutral, you know, it's not going to kill us. Unfortunately, he does miss with that Stone Edge, and it does suck for him, because he most likely could have killed the Uxie there. I mean, it doesn't really matter, because we had that Zoom Roll in the back anyways with the Aqua Jet, so it didn't really matter. but at the same time, I did feel bad that he did miss the Stone Edge. Luckily, we were able to take out 2 huge threats he had with the Conkeldurr and that Lando fucking setting up with Sword Stance. Holy shit. I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go back into Johnny Christ because now I'm perfectly safe with going for an Earth Power, seeing as how that Lando is now gone. So I'm going into Johnny Christ knowing I can take a Thunderbolt or Volt Switch or anything this thing really wanted to do. He's going to go for a safe Shadow Ball, thinking we're going to be staying in, and it doesn't really bother me too much. I'm going to be roosting up here momentarily because I know that I don't want to take any more Shadow Ball damage, and 2, like I mentioned before, I kind of wanted to try to preserve a 6-0 if I could, just because I want to just save. I want to have a good differential in this battle, in this league, in this season. So I was hoping I could try doing that. As you can see, this Earth Power is just going to demolish this Jolteon. Jolteon does not want to take a fucking Earth Power. If it's going to be Assault Vest, whatever. I don't really know what set it was, but let's say it was an Assault Vest Jolteon. It really does not want to take an Earth Power from a Kyurem. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. Now he's going to go into the Mantine, which I wasn't really sure why. Maybe he wanted to just defog, but at the same time, we pack a fucking Fusion Bolt on a fucking Kyurem Black. So he does not want to stay in on that at all. Because as you see right there, Fusion Bolt just destroys and demolishes Mantine, and I'm very happy with that. Not that it really matters that we have the rocks up. I mean, it does help. It does help that we have the rocks up. But if he defogged, I didn't really mind all that much. But he's going to go into Suicune. He only has Suicune left. It's fine. At this point in time, I was like, oh, shit. I completely forgot we have Entei in the back with a fucking Sunny Day and the Solar Beam. I really want to use this. So I'm just going to be sacking Uxie off here. I didn't mind just preserving at least a 5-0. I didn't really mind at all. So I really just want to sack Uxie off just so I can get Entei in for free at this point. We do have Memento, which is going to be lowering Suicune's attacks, and I don't mind that one damn bit. Because that means that even at a -1, -2, I don't really know how much Memento decreases your attacks. But Suicune isn't going to be doing anything to Entei anyways, because we're going to be packing that Sunny Day. And you're going to see here in a second how defensive fucking Suicunes can be. Not necessarily this one, but just in general. Suicunes can be very fucking bulky, and they're so goddamn annoying. But with the EVs we did pack in Entei, and the fact that we did lower its special attack, Suicune's special attack, we're going to shoot off a Sunny Day, and you're going to just see how much a Scald is going to do. And keep in mind, guys, that we do have weakness policy on Entei. So setting up a Sunny Day, activating that fucking weakness policy, because as you see right there, even though the sun is up, he's at -1 or -2. I'm not really sure exactly how much, but Scald's not going to do shit to us at all. So I'm perfectly happy. You know, we're gonna pick up a 5-0. I'm happy. It's fine. The sun's up. I can just go for a safe Solar Beam at this point in time. And like I kept saying, you're gonna see how fucking defensive this Suicune can be. Yeah, Solar Beam is going to be doing an ass ton of damage to the Suicune. But, guys, take a look at this. He fucking lives. Granted, it's at like 1 or 2 HP, but still, that's still. I thought it was gonna OHKO. I'm mad about it. It doesn't really affect me. I mean, we're still picking up the 5-0 victory, which makes me happy. So it doesn't really matter. But I'm just safe for going for another Solar Beam, just taking the Suicune out. I don't really mind. I mean, I could have went for like a fucking Fire Blast, but like, what if I missed? It would have been really, really annoying. Just really annoying, to say the least. Now that Scald would have done any more damage to us, but I didn't really want to miss, is the point. So I went for the safe Solar Beam. But this battle was, I want to say, interesting, only because he didn't bring the Bronzong. He did not bring a Mungus, which I feel would have been a great play on his part to bring, because it does wall a lot of our Pokemon. It has Regenerator. If we did bring Toxic Spikes on Technicruel, he easily could have just gotten rid of those. But bringing 2 water types, the Mantine and the Suicune, I'm not going to say that it poses a problem for him, because when you're dealing with League format, you will have at least 1 or 2 of the same typing on your team, and at some point in time you will bring those 2 same typings to a battle. It's really, you can't really help it. But that was I'm gonna say fun. only because I got to use a set on Entei that I have never actually used. I've seen it been used, but I have never actually used it myself. So it was fun using the Sunny Days Solar Beam Entei. But on that note, if you guys have any comments or any thoughts on this battle, then please let me know down in the description below. But that's where I like interacting with all of you. But I think I'm going to get the hell out of here. I hope all of you have a great day, and I'll catch all of you all on the flip side.